So hi everybody, my name is Dan Levasser. I am the Council of Popcorn Kernel. This is my first year doing that. This is my fourth year as the District Popcorn Kernel for what is now the North District. We'll discuss that later. And then this is my fourth or fifth year as the Popcorn Kernel for Pack 293 here in Watertown. This is my last year as Pack Kernel, so enjoying that and trying to find someone to take my spot there. So been doing this for a while, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the Q&A and we'll do our best to answer them. So as this first slide says, Popcorn 2020, it's a new era. Why do we say it's a new era? I'm sure everyone has at least heard by now that we have decided to switch popcorn vendors from Trails End to a new popcorn vendor, and we have chosen Pentatonic River Popcorn as that vendor. There's a couple reasons why we've switched from Trails End. I think Sioux Council has been with Trails End forever, as far as I understand. Their product line was shrinking. They removed some things that we thought were very important for our sale. Some of the incentives were taken away, and it just seemed like a good time to probably try something else and see if we can create a better sale with a different product line from a different vendor. And we'll discuss in depth some of the bigger reasons why we switched from Trails End as we go through this slideshow. So let's see here. So wait a second, chocolate pretzels. Yeah, I missed the white chocolate pretzels when they killed them off last year. We're bringing them back with Pentatonic River. And as you notice, it's in a tin. So all of Pentatonic River's product, except for the low end product, all comes in tins. And for our area, we chose Terry Redmond print tins, so it's very appropriate for the South Dakota area. Some of our old products we're getting back, some new products. So many changes here with Pentatonic stepping in as a vendor. We're extremely excited. I'm really excited. I really like their popcorn. Their customer service and product line are very much quality. We opened our tasting box a while ago, and I'm very excited for what we have coming. They have a lot different product and also a lot of similar product to Trails End, so it isn't a complete changeover. And I think once you get into your testing kits, you'll notice the difference in product. It is a very much more flavorful product. So with new company comes new materials, all new product lineup. Chocolate pretzels, like we were talking about, are back, the white chocolate. Deluxe caramel corn is one of the products that Trails End was going to cancel, the premium caramel with nuts. So they were going to eliminate that and bring in a buffalo hot popcorn, and we just didn't think it would go over well. And with a shrinking product line, we kind of needed to move on. Tins, so everything's going to come in tins except for the lowest end product and the microwave bags. Those will come in boxes and plastic, but all of your premium products are going to come in tins. It comes with a lot more trendy flavors. I've been liking this to a more gourmet experience. It's a lot of gourmet popcorn flavors that we just never saw with Trails End. And we're not going to be starting off with all of their product line. We'll start out with a similar product line of Trails End, and then we'll slowly add in some of the really premium flavors that they have. The tasting kits, I've mentioned them, but here it says you should have gotten them the week of the 27th. I know my district executive gave them to the unit leaders. So if you are the popcorn kernel and you don't have it on hand, check with your unit leader to see if they've received all the tasting kits and the product information, that kind of thing. And then the Trails End, another reason we left Trails End is they were discontinuing the scholarship program. I'm sure a lot of you already knew about that and were unhappy. A lot of people were unhappy with that, so much that they walked that back a little bit. But Pentatonic is actually going to honor the scholarship program for scouts that were currently in the Trails End system, the Trails End scholarship. So they won't accept new scouts, but existing scouts that are in the Trails End scholarship, Pentatonic will send them effectively 7% of their sales going forward as a check. So It won't be as much of hoops to jump through as Trails End was, and you get your scholarship money right away at the end of your sale. So,
and that's actually a higher percent than Trails End ever offered. So that's pretty cool.
Trails End was 6%, and they, with them canceling, they actually went down to 3% for 3 years. So this is 7% going forward. So last year in my unit, we had 10 new scholarship students, and all of those will be able to continue getting scholarship money from Pentatonic River. So it's a really good incentive. So here's the product line we have chosen. Pretty comparable product line to Trails End. So you have your popping corn, which is the standard air popper popcorn, the classic caramel. Those are the two that come in plastic tubs instead of tins. And then I just opened the deluxe maple today. That's really good. And then your standard microwave butter and kettle corn, those will come in boxes. And then you see the other products. Sea salt splash is your sea salt comparison. Peanut butter cup is amazing, honestly. I don't have any more of that left. It's the only tasting packet that I don't have anything left of.
You know, Dan, those tasting packets are actually supposed to be for the scouts when they start selling.
Yeah.
So I'm just calling you out there.
Hey, I got my own box. My unit has their box. It's sitting here unopened. Okay. Trust me. For now. White chocolatey pretzels will come in a tin. I'm really excited to have those back myself. The classic trio. This is the trio that you see pretty much everywhere. That has the caramel corn cheddar and a regular popcorn. It's kind of a staple classic. A cheese lovers tin and a chocolate lovers tin that is massive. It comes with 5 different products instead of 3 that was in the Trails End. And then the standard $50 donation.
One thing I want to point out is the bottom row. Really take a look at what's in the cheese lovers now, and take a look at what's in the chocolate lovers. Like Dan said, you know, it's kind of our job to get you pumped up about this popcorn, but I'm honestly excited about this popcorn. That peanut butter cup stuff is ridiculously good.
It is.
The white ruby is about put me to sleep, and then the cheese lovers, just the quality of this popcorn and the seasoning on it is so much different. And my mom, of all people, I gave her a little sample of the Buffalo Ranch, and she took the rest of the bag. So it is good stuff.
Yeah, I haven't opened that one yet. I did have another person that had a tasting kit message me, and he's actually on this call, and he said it was the best popcorn that we've ever had. So that's pretty good coming from him.
Dan, I do have a couple questions here. My understanding is that the council will work with Pentatonic to get all the scholarship items rolled over. Have you heard anything different on that, Dan?
No, I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work or how you prove that you're in the scholarship. That's something we're going to have to work out as we go through the program.
And I'll make a note to check into that as well. I appreciate everybody's patience because this came about a little bit late. So we're happy to be on with them. But we'll get some information on the website about the scholarship and go from there. Adam Lewis, where are you from, Adam? You could write that in the Q&A and we'll figure out how to get you your tasting kit. Jennifer Holler, I might have mispronounced that, asked if it comes in just the tins or is it bags inside the tin. I'm going to say that it's going to be sealed up somehow. I don't know how it's sealed up.
I would almost bet it's going to be a bag in a tin.
This is not, you know, old gas station popcorn by any means. Sioux Falls, Adam, check with your unit leader and see if they have your tasting kit. If not, give Micah at the office a call and he will hook you up with one.
And I don't know if this is for
questions, unless I missed one.
No, I think that's all of them. And I don't know if this is for every district, but I do know for my district, our district executive does have some spare tasting kits. So I've kind of talked to her about holding on to those until after recruitment. So if your unit grows really large and you need more tasting kits, your district executive might be able to help you out and get more for you. So
Just to let you know, the tasting kits we have, this was a question last time, Pentatonic does not have the ability to send out any more tasting kits. So what the council has is what the council has. And the reason for that is they're gearing up for their big popcorn sale. Can't blame them for that, but what we have in hand is what we have.
Sure.
There was one more call on there, or one more question. Let me get back to it. One thing Zoom does is it seems like it opens a million screens. Mr. Riley, 7% scholarship. My understanding is that will go straight from the popcorn company to the scout or the scout's family. Not once have I heard is that that's anything that popcorn kernel will have to mess with.
No. All right, I think that's everything. Okay, so kind of moving on with what the only thing that I consider to be the downside of Pentatonic is we will not have the point of sale app that we previously had with Trails End. That was a Trails End application that had nothing to do with us or Pentatonic or River. So we're kind of back to the sell sheet style selling. It is what it is. Maybe in the future, Pentatonic will have something for us. But for now, we'll be doing sales that way. So with that comes, how can we take credit cards? Because credit cards ended up being a pretty good chunk of sales last year. It really did. So you can get a free Square account from Square. And on this slide, you can see at the bottom, it says Square Up /I/PR Popcorn 1. If you sign up there, you can get up to $1,000 worth of transactions for free, so you won't be charged the swipe fee for those transactions. And I believe that's for new accounts, but you could always create just a new account with a new email. And then they will send you a Square reader like the one in the picture. If you happen to go over that 1,000, unfortunately, it's on you or your unit to figure out who's going to have to eat that cost of the swipe fee, which I believe is what, 10 cents and 2.6%. So personally, we didn't sell $1,000 worth of credit card sales last year ourselves. Maybe some other people do. But I personally would recommend that you create individual Square accounts for each scout, that have the parents create them instead of a pack account, because then you would have to share the Square readers and share account information, and it could get overly cumbersome for your treasurer to figure out whose money belongs in which scout. So if you want to go
the last call, we did have a unit that said they each opened their own account, but then they put the pack information in as where the money went. And then they were able to get around the fees. So each Square account they opened got the free fees. This was 2 years ago, but it all went to the same place.
Yeah.
And on the last call, we had a lot of people that said, regardless of the fees on the swipe, you're going to make way more money even with those fees.
Yeah. So that's kind of for you to work out with your unit and probably your treasurer also to figure out how you want to use Square readers.
Did have a question. Do we need to create a new account for the free swipes? Yes, you will need to. Yes. Otherwise, you can use it however you choose to. The Square is simply the tool.
Yeah. And I believe probably several of us have some Square readers from Trails End last year, so at least we have those to use. Oops. Is there any questions on Square readers, how to use them, that kind of thing? It's really up to the parent and the pack or unit to figure out to use if they're going to use them.
Jamie, yes, you can still type in the credit card number. It's, as far as the Square reader, it's going to work just like a Square reader for anywhere else. You can type it in. It might look a little different on the front end as you put it in, but it's going to have all the functionality.
It's just a tool to take money is all it is. It won't link up with Pentatonic or River or anything like that. It's just a tool. So let's see here. So why do we sell popcorn? We need to think of selling popcorn as a component of scouting in order to achieve your goals of what your unit wants to do for the year. Outdoor activities, development of skills and learning. And here's some real examples of how these funds were spent in the past. Popcorn, they set their budget for the year, and popcorn pays for everything they do. It enables them to run a great program without having to go to parents for money and pay for each event. Popcorn sale and a well thought out budget pays for membership fee increases, which everyone probably understands. Membership fees have gone up this year along with a new member fee. So there is definitely some incentive to sell popcorn to make up for those increases. Plan to have a wow event and celebrate being able to meet again. So you can use your popcorn money to do those big events that really bring scouts in and keep them in the scouting program. Popcorn is the one fundraiser that finances a year of great program. And they pay, and another one, we pay for summer camps for Scouts BSA members to reach their sales goals. So for a lot of PACs, mine included, popcorn is the only fundraiser we do, and it pays for our entire programming for the year. We don't ask parents for any money. We send our Scouts to camps out of the popcorn budget. And as a parent, I like that. My son goes out for his 3 weeks or 4 weeks and he sells popcorn, and we reap the benefits of that all year via good budget and good planning by our committee. The other thing that's not on here that I just want to mention personally for my son is this is a way for my son to break out of his shell. He's very antisocial, but you put him in a uniform and you send him out to sell popcorn, and he is there chatting with everyone at the door like he's their best friend. I don't know why, but it works for him. Maybe he's going to grow up to be a salesman, but it's a way for your scouts to learn new skills. So with 2020, curveballs, 2020 is quite the year. So why are we going to sell popcorn in 2020? Scout is thrifty. We teach our scouts to decide to what they want to do and find a way to make it happen. We don't fall into our program. It has to be paid for and it has to be planned. And the way we pay for that is with fundraising, whether that's popcorn or another fundraiser, it's paid for that way. This year is no different. It's not going to change just because there's COVID. We have to work around our issues and get through them. The national registration fees are increasing. It is what it is. They've already announced that. So we need to plan for that and sell the popcorn. We need to make up that shortfall. Scouting events will eventually come back. We owe it to our scouts to have that wow experience waiting for them at the end of this. So when we are able to meet, we can have a big grand meeting, and to do that, we need money and we need to sell popcorn to do that. Some units didn't spend much in 2020. The sale is truly for 2021. For those who didn't spend much, so let's get ahead of the game. My unit, personally, we were going to have a very large popcorn prize because we did very well last year. We were going to go camping for 3 days and go to Wildwater West and everything this summer, and that all got canceled. So we have a surplus, but we need to be careful going forward. So due to COVID, we've been cooped up. Use scouting associated funds to celebrate your success. Yeah, when we are able to get through this, have fun in scouting. Show the kids that we can have fun with what we've earned by doing fundraising.
Dan, did you want to touch base on what your son said about his personal goals when he saw the product and prizes?
Yeah, so initially, this is my son's Arrow of Light year. He's been quite the seller the last 4 years, top seller every year. And this year we were just going to scale it back. We were going to, hit 850, which is the council goal, and we were just going to be kind of done for the year, and I could concentrate on just getting through this popcorn sale. And then my son saw the prize sheet, And now he wants to go sell $3,000 worth of popcorn. So there is incentive there when they see these things that they want to go do it. A lot of them really do. So I guess I'll be out selling every weekend. Not like I had planned, but it is what it is. So I'm happy to go out and do it.
And then Dan, there was an example on the last call
Oh, yeah.
about the coupon books.
Yeah, so around here, our Troop 209 is selling coupon books. It's a $25 coupon books for local businesses. I had one of the scouts come to my door. He was very presentable, rang the doorbell, was wearing a mask, stepped back from the door so I didn't have to engage him too close, you know. And he did a sales pitch and it went very well. 209 is having a very good year selling those coupon books. The person that gave us this example she said that people just want to talk to someone. You know, not everyone is going to want a scout knocking on their door. I get that. Everyone understands that. But some people just want to see someone else. So they think that's why they're having a really good year. So she said record year, but I'm not going to speak for her what she was, you know, what they had. But they're doing well. There's no reason I think that we can't do just as good selling popcorn this year.
It sounds like they're taking advantage of everyone being home, is what it is.
Yeah, people are working from home and they're home all the time. And it's tough to go anywhere when you're told not to. So people are home. It's a good time to sell. Let's see here. COVID is making 2022 difficult. There is no way we can sell popcorn with all this going on. That's not true. There's plenty of ways to sell popcorn. There's online sales. There will be some businesses that will allow us to do storefront sales. And there are people that don't mind scouts knocking on the door as long as you're doing it properly. The scouts need to learn to adapt to these changes. There's always going to be changes coming down the road in life. That's just how it is. It won't quite be business as usual, but in a way it will be. They'll be selling popcorn. The Sioux Council is not in the business of public health. Yeah, so listen to your local health officials. If they say to wear a mask, please wear a mask. If they don't and everything's fine, that's fine too. Use your educated opinion on what you should be doing. Pay attention to local government recommendations, like I said, and use the online tools. Use social media, use the online, they have a web portal for doing web sales, just like Trails End did. Make some phone calls. Use special tools, like there's an app called Nextdoor, which is a neighborhood app where you could sell on. But try not to go into this year thinking that it's not going to work, because it will. I think we'll be pretty much just fine. But if you go in it with a defeatist attitude, I think no one's going to have fun with it. It's been rough, but I think when we come through the end of this and we've done our fundraising, we'll be able to have a whole lot of fun after this. Pentatonic did send some new tools with your packets that if you haven't received yet, check with your district executive, but I don't know if everyone can see my camera or not, but there are door hangers in here where you can put your scout's name and a phone number or a date you're going to return for to check on an order from them people. So you can leave a door hanger there. There is, they have these nice tents. They're like table tents that have all the products on them. And then you can, on the back is a sell sheet. So you could leave that at work, has all the products, and then who your scout is and why they're selling popcorns and such. So there are a couple more tools than we had previously with Trails End. So. Any questions on that so far?
Will you please talk about the drive-through sales? Or do you want me to speak to those?
Yeah, we've never done one, but I've seen other units do them, so maybe you could speak to that better.
It's almost like a lemonade stand in a neighborhood. And Pentatonic brought up the idea of take it one step further, plaster the neighborhood with kids letting people know, with scouts letting people know Saturday we'll have all these products. Here's a door hanger. Swing by after soccer practice if they have soccer. Like I said, a lemonade stand in your neighborhood, or some stores that won't let scouts in to sell with a table will say, if you want to have a little booth over in the corner of the parking lot, and that's all it is. They pull up, they tell you what you want, you put it in their car, you swipe the card, and down the road they go. One thing that we did find out is one of our staff members, his wife works for Schwann's, which is a home delivery service. We all know that in this area. They are having record sales because people are ordering online or calling in orders, and then they just drop the product off at the door.
That's a great idea, and could be a good idea for these door hangers if you just want to blanket a neighborhood with a day that you're going to be on their corner or at their park or something. It's a good way to use those door hangers without having to leave too much personal information. I know not everyone wants to leave a phone number or a name or something like that, but it's easy enough to leave I'm going to be at such and such park on this date and time and stop by to get some popcorn.
The neat thing about those door hangers, the graphics are really good. You can see the product. And there's also table tents that parents can take to work with the product on them, and people can just write down their order. And then before we go to the next slide, Steve Hall said they sold 1,000 coupon books in 2 weeks. They had the scouts wear masks, lower them between houses, and it just showed respect for everyone. So good, Steve. Melissa, you have a whole bunch of door hangers in your bag here at the United Way. If you need more than that, I believe we can either print them, or we have the template to print more, and I believe we do have a little bit of overstock at the office. So have at it, get them out there and use them, and if you need more, let me know. We'll make it happen.
Also, Steve Hall here is the one that told me that this the best popcorn he's ever had here. So
that's the other thing. Get this popcorn out there. Yes. Oh my goodness. Once the scouts taste it and they can tell the people, well, no, I like the Reese's peanut butter cup, but you should also get this. People are going to buy this popcorn again. I'm a popcorn sucker, but this is good stuff. Yep. Steve, would you agree on that again?
I can't wait to get my hands on one of the big tins. So
just go face down in it.
Yeah. All right. So 4 ways to sell Pentatonic River popcorn. It's pretty much our standard sales tactics. Show and sell. You can do a display where people come in, or you go door to door. We also call and that's wagon sales, where you take your product door to door and you sell it and give them product immediately. Take order, where you take a sell sheet around, you take the orders, and then you come back after the second delivery and deliver the product back to the people. Then there's online sales. They have their own website, the prpopcornstore.com. You can sign up your scout there and create your own little portal to sell popcorn. And their portal is really neat because you can do videos on there. You can send emails from your portal to people that you know so that they can come to your portal and watch your video. You can include a whole bunch of information about your scout if you want and why they're selling. So let's see here. So training your sales force, your scouts, prepare your scouts for the task at hand and following these guidelines. Do role-playing practices with how to sell, remind them how to be professional and to practice their sales pitch. Be prepared, always have an extra pen or pencil. We bring pens, pencils, clipboards, and a wagon full of popcorn when we go. A scout is clean, always wear your uniform. A scout is courteous, be polite. A scout is kind, always thank you, please, those type of things. Scout is cheerful, smile, call the customer by name if they know them. Scout is trustworthy, be honest, telling the customer how great the Pentatonic River popcorn is. If they know their favorite popcorn, let the customer know what their favorite popcorn is. And for my son, that is peanut butter cup because it's gone. Scout is helpful. Describe the products. Hold up the sell sheet so that they can see it, not too low, you know, that kind of thing. Scout is friendly. Always smile. Scout is loyal. Don't just give up. You can make these sales. So I know when we go selling door to door, we do wagon sales effectively, and we do table sales also. We bring everything we could possibly bring with us. We load up the truck with almost all of our popcorn stock that we have on hand, a wagon, a clipboard, and 3 sell sheets, because we don't know how long we're going to be out. So,
Dan, a couple questions for you. If they do wagon sales and they want to do returns, can the product be returned like last year? That's one thing that isn't changing this year, folks. The return policy is the same. You can return up to the amount in your last order of that specific product, as long as it's not the chocolate lovers tin that is melted and reformed into one big cannonball.
As long as the product's not damaged. And we'd also want to kind of be careful with these tins. We're going to have tins. You don't want to be dropping tins and denting them, because who knows if they'll take those back. So please be careful with the product.
The other question we had was from Daniel, and it was, will the online sales be more expensive than the physical product like it was with Trails End? We're going to talk a little bit about online things in a moment here, but anytime this type of company offers online product, they are never, ever going to, from an ethics point of view, price it lower than any of their people selling. That would be like Ford pricing their new pickup lower than your local dealership. So online is probably going to be as expensive or more expensive than if you just bought it from your local Scout. However, shipping is free, and there are more products online.
Will,
They've actually added some products due to the COVID issues.
Sure. Will, is shipping free for during our entire sale, or just a weekend, or?
Free through the whole sale.
Excellent. Okay.
Unless the next slide proves me wrong, but.
Any other questions you want to go over?
Let me click back here. Base commission, Chris, yes, I found that typo today too. For selling 3% more than 2019, it's a 2% boost, and we start at 23%, so you can max out at 30%.
So 3% for this meeting you're in now, 3% for someone to go to the membership meeting, and then 2% for selling 3% above your sale last year.
So yeah, it's 2% for the April program planning attendance, 3% for membership and popcorn, kickoff attendance, as long as you turn in a budget and calendar, which we just asked that you email to your DE, and then the last 2% is for selling more than 2019.
Sorry, I confused that because having the membership meeting and the popcorn meeting separate now is kind of weird with this online. Usually we're doing this all.
It's a mouthful. Rand asked if there were any online videos for sales training. There are videos everywhere. If you Google how to sell Scout popcorn, choose the one that works best for you.
And I'm not sure if it's on one of these slides, but Pentatonic River has a pretty decent section of videos on how to do things. So
good. I think I got them all. I think.
Okay. And for training your Scouts on selling, I highly recommend you talk to your popcorn kernel, especially if they've been around a while, because they will always have suggestions for you. Holding a popcorn kickoff. This is the single easiest way to increase your pack and trip crew sale. Concept is simple. A kickoff is nothing more than an event to excite your sellers and educate parents. Ideally, this is a standalone event, not just a portion of your regular meeting. High energy, fun, and informative. You'll introduce the prizes, have unit-specific prizes. One of their examples is if a Scout sells $850, they get to toss a pie on the face of the leader. I've seen that done on numerous videos. So distribute all the order forms and the sales materials. It says here you should have already received your tasting kit. Tell families what the money earned will be going towards help paying fees and whatnot. So the last 2 years in my unit, we've held actual popcorn kickoffs away from and completely separate from our first pack meeting. It was always previously just thrown into the September pack meeting, and it was a 10 to 15 minute blurb on what we're doing. So the last 2 years, we've actually held them here at my house. I did groups of dens, and we split off the parents and the scouts, and the scouts went with some other trained adults, and I sat there and talked to the parents so that they could understand exactly what they're getting selling popcorn. It wasn't just this is the fundraiser we do, you need to do this. I went through exactly what they're getting for doing this fundraiser. And that, I believe, helped increase our sales tremendously because the parents understood what they were getting out of this rather than it being forced on them. And then the scouts, who went with my wife and another adult, they got to sit there and practice their sales pitch in front of everybody, or in front of those people, and really understand how to sell and what they're selling. And they got to try the popcorn, and it really made for a better sales experience overall. I highly recommend, if you can do a separate popcorn kickoff, please do one. It just makes more sense for the parents when you can actually talk to them one-on-one instead of you versus a group of 10, 15, 20, maybe even 30 parents. Our pack doubled last year, so it was a lot of information for new parents, and this really worked. It was a very good format to make that work. And if you have any questions about
a question last time about how to distribute the popcorn at a kickoff without passing around anything as far as COVID. What we did at our staff meeting was one of us scrubbed our hands really good, and we would pour 5 or 6 kernels of each flavor of popcorn in a Dixie cup and pass it around. I really think if we can get these scouts and parents tasting this popcorn, they will get behind it. Yep, and I know if I had a scout come up and discuss the various flavors with me, like some type of popcorn aficionado, I would be more likely to buy it. You'll also get, I don't know, do you have one of the big placards sitting there?
Yeah, I do.
It looks like a yard sign. If you haven't already got it, maybe you've seen them. And on the back, you can write down your goal, what your favorite kind is. It looks like there's the little thermometer for the goal there. It's just really a neat tool.
This is really cool because this is actually exactly what we did for our popcorn kickoff, so that people could see what our goal was and where we were at. Every time they come by to re-up popcorn, they'd see where we're at for our goal and whatnot. This is a really cool tool. I'm glad they sent these.
And it looks really good hanging on the front of a table too.
Exactly.
And it's durable.
Yep.
Alex, that should have come to you with your popcorn kit. So maybe your unit leader has that. And if not, get in touch with your district executive and say, I want my popcorn stuff. But my guess is it just got to somebody else in your unit and hasn't caught up to you yet.
Sorry, Alex, let me know if, I think you're in my district. Let me know if they don't have it. I'm actually going to council tomorrow, so if they have one, I might be able to pick one up for you. So let's see here. Community blitzing. So how to blitz a community. So usually the first weekend is called Blitz Weekend. You usually go out Friday, maybe Friday and Saturday, and really blanket a neighborhood or a community if you're the sole units in a community. So plan a large-scale canvassing of an assigned area in your community for Saturday morning as a den meeting or a unit meeting. So you can get together as a den and say, these scouts go here, these scouts go here, these scouts go here. Organize the unit by either scout, family, or den patrol. Scouts should be assigned buddies because they should always sell in pairs. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Use a street map to highlight streets, assigned areas for the scouts. This really only works well if you only have a few units that can get together and blitz the whole community, because it's, at least for Watertown, we have a lot of overlapping areas. So we just kind of send them out to blanket areas. Provides scouts, families, wagon sale products. So yeah, your upfront sales products, if you have them, bring them with. Scouts are going door to door and they find no one is home. You can use a missing house form tracker. In with your product information, there should be a sheet that says, missed houses. So you can write down the street name and then I missed house, 1106, 1109, those types of things. So you can come back to them and try at a later time. Conduct a follow-up event activity 2 to 4 hours later. Recognize everyone for their efforts for going out and blitzing a community. So have fun with your blitz weekend. I know for my pack, we offer a blitz weekend prize where at the end of Saturday night, the parents that think they did really well, they email or text me a picture of the sell sheets from the scout, and whoever sold the most in that first day, we offer a prize like $25 or a gift card somewhere to eat or whatnot. So have fun with that first weekend. That opening weekend is going to be your big weekend. So have fun with it and offer something for it.
And Pentatonic River gave us a remote control car to put in each of your packets. You're welcome to do whatever you want with that as an incentive, but a blitz incentive is a great incentive.
Sure.
And Bo actually asked the question, there's 2 sets of prizes on the flyers. Bo, one of those is through the council. That's what the council offers. And then Pecatonica has one heck of a winner's circle prize offering as well. So you can really double dip there at the higher levels.
Yeah, and about the prize ordering, some people have been confused in the past, especially since we're going back to physical prizes and or gift cards. If you have $3,000 worth of sales, you can pick something from both the 2,000 and the 1,000 level. Your total needs to add up to the amount you sold. So you don't have to just grab some from the 2,000 and that's it. You can pick something from the lower level to make up those extra dollars. So. And that's what my son saw. He wanted something from the 2,000 and something from the 1,000. So it's going to be a long week. Let's see here. E-commerce site, Light Lifting. So this is, again, their web portal for selling popcorn, the prpopcornstore.com. 60% of every purchase goes to a Scouts unit and council in his or her name. Will, I don't know if we have an exact percent for what goes to the unit. Maybe we should outline that, or maybe it's different per product. I guess I don't know.
The Sioux Council has always maintained that we would do whatever your commission is. That's your commission on product.
Okay. No redelivering the product because it's shipped directly from PR Popcorn. Unit liner, the unit leader will sign up for the scouts to get their ID and for the unit dashboard. I know when I created my account that all my scouts are in there and they all have IDs already. So, and we'll go over creating that account here after a bit. Again, you can send emails to family and friends right from this portal and record videos for this portal. Customer can choose their favorite from 12 unique options. So you can create different templates for this email. And all the sales on the site count towards your scout sales. And then free shipping on all online orders. So yeah, good. And there is additional product online that isn't part of our sell sheet. So the prpopcorn.com, the Kernel Tracker app. So again, we've lost the Trails End application environment that we had last year. I personally was really fond of it, but it's okay. Pecatonica is offering a way for kernels to at least track their inventory, which I know is a big part of being a kernel, is tracking inventory, who has what, and where all your popcorn is. So again, this is just for the kernel to track what they have in stock. It will not tell you how much Johnny Scout sold. You only know what you should have and what each scout has been given, not what they sold. So we lose that visibility a little bit, but we still at least have some sort of tracking for the kernel themselves to keep track of that product. I know that was at least probably the biggest help of the Trails End system was having that kernel tracking app. It makes it a lot easier to hand your kernel position to someone else. Now there's a system to do that with. So at least we solved that. I'm less concerned about the point of sale app. So you'll be able to see the product you received from the council, the product given to the scouts, the product returned by the scouts, and the product returned to the council. There is an app for that. I believe that you can do it on the website also. Let's see here.
And Dan, I haven't been in there very much, but of course, Linda Wagner at council, who is the popcorn queen, has been in there. And her one concern is that it just seems so easy. She can't figure out what she's missing. She just said it looks simple. So fingers crossed.
You know, I get what Trails End was going after with their app, and that's great. They did a good job going that way. I kind of like this as a quick, as just that intermediate step of let's do one thing, and then maybe in the future we can do a point of sale app. I think Trails End kind of tried to do everything all at once, and it became a mess for some units. It was perfect for other units. So I think we're doing the right thing by going this way. So.
And I will echo Dan that Pentatonic Rivers customer service is unbelievable. Mm-hmm. Unbelievable. Whether it's our account representative, heck, we just had a meeting and the company owner will jump on. And I just wanted to share a little bit with you guys. I'll give you a little break here, Dan. Pentatonic Rivers from Wisconsin, and they told us in the meeting the other day that they actually own the majority of the fields that the popcorn comes from. They also have some really trusted local families that they buy a little bit of the corn from. But they do everything from putting the seed in the ground to harvesting to popping to seasoning. It's all kind of a big local operation, if that makes sense. And I think we all know that in South Dakota and Iowa and Minnesota, the whole field to table, know where your food comes from, buy fresh, buy local. We're kind of doing that with Pentatonic, and I just thought that was a neat story when he told us that they do everything from put it in the ground to putting it in the bag. Mm-hmm. And Joseph, I did answer your question. Let me know if you don't see it.
Yeah, and with this Pentatonic and them having more control over the supply chain there, we have heard that Trails End is having supply issues. So it doesn't appear that we're going to have any supply issues with Pentatonic. So that's another good reason to make that move made sense. So let's see here. So this sheet, I don't think has changed any. This is the standard council prize for going to Disney World. So at $2,500, you get entered into the drawing for a family of 4 to Disney World. Every 250 additional that you sell gets another entry into the drawing. There's some terms and conditions. $850 bonus prize. If you sell $850 in popcorn, the council will send you a $15 Amazon gift card. And then there's the top seller prizes. I believe those are the same as the previous years. And for any scouts selling $1,750 or more, they will earn a $50 Amazon gift card. I think that's up from last year. Last year, I believe, was $1,500. So small change.
We got a good comment here, Dan. It says all the popcorn is gluten-free. I know I saw some of it was. I don't want to say for sure it's all gluten-free, but Angela, I hope you're right.
Yep. All of them have been made on a line with tree nuts, though. So I believe I don't think we have anything that's nut allergen-free, unfortunately. I
am not going to name any names, but when we tasted it, we had a guy that is allergic to tree nuts, and he didn't let that stop him. He said it was worth wheezing a little bit. I'm not lying.
We're not liable.
Major just backed it up that everything except the pretzels are gluten-free. Good deal.
So like I said towards the beginning, losing the Trails End point of sale app and system, we're kind of back to the sell sheet style selling like we had before. So we're going to go through some of those sheets real quick. For kernels that have been with us for 2 years ago when we did the sell sheet style, A lot of this will be the same as it was back then. So in your packet of information, there is an inter-unit transfer form. You can use this form to transfer popcorn between you and another unit if you'd like. Obviously, you'd have to find the unit that has the popcorn you want and make that trade. The council isn't going to ship it for you or anything like that. And this sheet's pretty simple. You know what was traded from what unit to what unit. You both sign it and you submit it to sue.popcorn@scouting.org, and your account will then be adjusted for those changes. Honestly, I've done this maybe twice, 3 times in 4 years. So it doesn't happen often, but it does happen. I did a lot more last year because I could see who had what. Here's the unit master record and prize summary. So at the end of your sale, what you'll do is you will fill this form out. Is basically what unit you are, who you are, email, address, phone number, all of your scouts, what they sold, their total for each product, and then total dollars of what they sold, how much online, and then a grand total of everything they've sold. Fairly self-explanatory. I believe this is an Excel document that's included on a flash drive in your packet. So you can do this in Excel and it will automatically fill in some of those numbers for you by calculating all that data and insert the names onto other sheets that have to be filled out. So if you have Excel.
It's on the flash drive, excuse me. And then we also tried to upload it all to the Sioux Council website, where we will also post frequently asked questions, things like that. We just tried to make it as easy as possible. So if you're at your mother-in-law's and you forget your order form, you can print one off right there and sell her some popcorn.
Yeah, so all of that information, if you go to the SiouxCouncil.org website, there's a big button on the front of the page that says Popcorn 2020, and that'll have all of these same sheets, information, that kind of thing. So prize summary. So effectively, this is where you choose the prizes for your scouts. You just put in the amount sold and then what they're ordering with that amount of product. So again, if you have, say, like for this sheet, say my son sold $3,000, I could X something from the 2,000 category and I could X something from the $1,000 category and get both those prizes effectively. So make sure you help your parents get what they expect they're going to get. I know sometimes things can get confusing with this sheet. Let's see.
Again, that is an Excel sheet, so it'll kind of auto-populate for you as you fill it out.
So gift cards, if you're going to choose now, Will or Linda will have to help me on this. Is this just for the council gift cards?
We need a good address if we're going to get your youth a prize. So if Bobby Smith needs a scooter, we just have to have an email address to make this all go smoothly.
Okay. But back here, if they choose a Pentatonic gift card, do they then need to fill it out here too?
Get us an email address, because more than likely, if we can pull this off, it will be the electronic gift card again.
Okay.
That was so much easier than trying to get people move or there were a lot of issues with the physical mailing, and none of them were the post office. It was just other things. So
yeah, my son still has $67 on his Amazon account from last year, so I keep trying not to spend that.
Excuse me, got the frog in my throat here. Does the council have records of what we sold last year to help figure out wagon sale orders so we can figure out what to order with this new product lineup? Adam, that is a great question, and we are neck deep in trying to figure that out with Pentatonic, because we want to make sure you have all the product in your hand you can, because we know darn well that if Dan goes to your door and he has that product in his little red wagon, you're going to buy more of it than if you have to order it. That being said, as good scouts, we need to be fair to our vendor too, and not order $3 million of product when we only sold 1.5 last year. So what we're doing right now with Linda's help and with Pentatonica's help is we are trying to figure out an apples to apples comparison that makes sense in 2020. And we will be getting you a recommended order as we always have before. So yes, there will be a recommended order. Just like everything else in 2020, we're kind of just throwing it out there with the best educated guess, but I think we'll hit pretty close.
And I think from the last meeting you had mentioned that, or some other meeting, that you're also working with Pentatonic to see where other councils are up or down so that we can kind of adjust for COVID, so to speak.
We had a little bit of a meeting there, and we are very fortunate what we're hearing here compared to other councils. We are more rural here, and we haven't been affected nearly as much as other councils have. And it's neither here nor there, but Nick that owns Pentatonic heard that, and he was beyond happy for us because he's had bad news everywhere else, and he was excited for us. And I thought that was kind of neat to see a guy that has all that getting dumped in his lap be excited for one brand new customer. Will the prizes need to be picked up at the council instead of the gift cards? Nope, we'll get those. We will get those shipped out somehow. So Thomas, you'll be taken care of on that. You won't need to come pick them up. We're actually going through National Supply on those.
I think that was all the questions. So
I think we got them.
So important dates. Here's our dates that you really need to pay attention to. So wagon sales, that order, that initial order, if you're doing that wagon sale order, that'll be September 9th. Popcorn pickup will be the 24th, and the sale will begin the 25th. Blitz weekend will be immediately following the beginning of the sale. No more unit transfers after October 21st, which is just before the end of the sale, and popcorn sale ends on the 22nd. Your final orders are due and returns are on the 26th. November 13th will be the final popcorn pickup, so that the take order delivery will be November 13th. And then by December 4th, you need to have paid for your popcorn. And does the council invoice this again now?
Yep, well, it's going to go back to the way it was 2 years ago, which is where rather than, yep, we'll get you the invoice.
Gotcha.
And that's kind of why we have to shut inter-unit transfers down and get these orders in on time, because it is a monster process for Linda to go through.
Yeah. And I believe there is a sheet. I didn't dig all the way through the box, but I believe there's a sheet that has these important dates just on one sheet, so you can keep that handy. I guarantee your district popcorn kernel, me, Brent, or Becky will more than likely be emailing you all the way up until each one of these dates, just to make sure that you've gotten them done. Getting that first order in is very important. Additional trainings.
Thomas Riley says, yep, the dates are with the flash drive in a little bag. It's in the popcorn guidebook. And then there should be some, I call it a wallet card. It's the size of a credit card. I live off those things during the popcorn sale. So
we're going to have additional trainings via Zoom, which will be, we're going to do those and upload them to the council website. So on the 31st, so about a week and a half before the order is due, we'll go over how to create your Scout Boss portal account. That's the Pentatonic kernel portal, and how to place an order that way. And then before the end of the sale, we'll do another one with how to fill out a unit master record prize form, the final order information, that kind of thing. Again, those, if you were a popcorn kernel 2 years ago when we were doing this style of selling, probably not new information for you. But for those that are new or need a refresher, we'll be holding those meetings.
And those are something we didn't want to hit you with any more of a fire hose of information this evening than we needed to, because you're not going to be placing an order until the end of the month, actually beginning of next month, and you're not going to do a unit master record for 6 weeks, at least 6 weeks. So we wanted everything to be fresh in your mind.
In summary, check your email often. We'll have the district kernels will have emails coming out pretty regularly from this point on. We agreed that our emails will be titled Scouts Popcorn, so that you know that that's what's coming in your email. Stay positive. We can do this. There's no reason to be negative about this sale. We can make this happen. Be creative and ready to adapt. 2020 has given us plenty of practice at that. Yes, it has. Remember, we do this with our scouts so that our scouts can have a quality program, great opportunities, and build character. 2020 has also taught us that now more than ever. What has always been told to me is, you're not selling popcorn. You're selling the experience that the scouts are going to have. So use that to your advantage, especially now. It's a good time to say, you know, this is for my scouts program, and we're rewarding you with popcorn with your donation. Have fun with this. We can have a good time out there. You're selling for the 2021 season. We don't know what's coming, but we know we can make big plans, especially if we can make this happen. Take advantage of this great new vendor. Pentatonic River has outstanding product, and it really is. It is a noticeably better product than we had with Trails End. I didn't think it would be. I opened it up, and I am pleasantly surprised. It's good stuff. So what do I do now? Log into the Pentatonic River Popcorn System and create a unit account, and I can show you how to do that real quick right here at the end. Build excitement for your popcorn. Your committee meetings you should be probably having by now. You probably have a unit meeting maybe once or twice before popcorn starts. So build that excitement. Get creative in planning your popcorn events and what you're going to do with that fundraised money. Scouts and parents want to know what they're getting from this. Let them know that they're going to have a fun time and that you have a good plan coming for this. And now we get to find out the new district names, which probably leaked by now. But so if you were in the North District, my district, we are Arrowhead District now. The East District would be Red Rock District. And the South District is now the Missouri Valley District. So some new names to remember.
And Dan, as we wrap up here, somebody's looking for the council key. I'm looking that up right now.
I got you.
I think it's 733 SC, isn't it?
Yes, it is. 733 SC. Let me share.
Dan, while you're pulling that up, while you're looking for that, we do have Scout Executive Tom Smotherman on, and he just wants to say hello to the group.
Sure.
If I can get him unmuted here. Tom, can you unmute it on you? There you go. You're live, Tom.
Thank you, Will. I want to say thanks, first of all, to Dan for hosting the meeting for us tonight, and Dan and you and the entire Volunteer Popcorn Committee that has put this whole plan together for us this year. We appreciate everything you've done for us and are looking forward to an exciting sale. Secondly, I'd like to thank everybody who's taken the time to be part of this presentation tonight, so that you can have the information, can hear it firsthand. Please know that you can call on us anytime if you have questions for the answers. One of the things that Pentatonic River will tell you right up front is that they invest in their product, not in their technology. They tell us they're going to do the technology that we absolutely need, and they've done that for us. But what they really do is they put their money into their product, and so that what the Scout is selling is truly a premier product. Just a little editorial note on my part, the premium caramel popcorn, which has always been a really good seller for us, you're not going to see that name. You're going to see the name Maple Pecan. I don't like that name. I liked premium caramel popcorn better because I'm not a maple person, but Maple Pecan popcorn is simply the best premium caramel popcorn I believe you'll find anywhere. So don't let that name fool you. Why do we sell popcorn? Dan mentioned his son's experience, and I appreciate that. We sell popcorn certainly in order to provide quality program for scouts and to be able to give them that wow experience. But folks, really what the mission of scouting is to create independent thinking, self-sufficient, caring citizens of the future. And we have that mission. And part of doing that is building self-confidence. And the idea of that 7, 8-year-old young man or young woman walking up to a stranger's door and knocking on the door and trying to sell them a product, cold call, that's something that strikes fear into adults even today. So if we can start building that kind of confidence in these young people, that's what this is all about. You know, imagine the salesmanship skills that they will have that will be so much better than everybody else that they are competing with for jobs in the future. So remember, we do this because it's part of the mission of scouting to create the well-rounded young man and woman who will be in our neighborhoods, in our communities for decades to come. Thank you, each and every one of you who have taken on this project. You hold it in your hands, the key to the program, basically, for most of our units. We depend on those popcorn sales to provide those experiences for young people. And we can't do it. The council can't deliver the program. It has to be delivered week in and week out in the local communities. We understand that. You're the folks doing that. And we're here to help you, support you in any way we can to make that as easy an experience as we can. So thanks again. We're excited about what the possibility is with the Pentatonic River products, and excited for to hopefully move through this whole COVID stuff so we can get back to as normal a situation as possible and be about the business of creating young men and women to serve their communities in the future. So thanks, and I appreciate the opportunity to say hello.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you. So just to answer a couple questions here, let me see if I can. Do you have my web browser here?
Yes, sir.
So here is the Sioux Council website. Down here where it says Popcorn Resources, click here. It'll bring you to the popcorn page. And this has all your important dates, the sale guide, the Scout Boss guide, which is the Pentatonic River Kernel portal information, all the forms that we discussed, the prizes, the flyers, that kind of thing, popcorn training information. So here's that Scout Boss guide. And this is how you can create your Kernel account. Go to PR Popcorn, my account, create a profile. Here's the council key. And then you just follow the instructions on creating your account. Pecatonica and Sioux Council has preloaded our scouts from last year, so your scouts should be in there. I think there was a couple I still needed to add and a couple I had to remove, but that information should be in there. So you can just kind of walk through this guide on creating your kernel and unit profile. Here's the two apps. Someone asked what the apps were. On the Google Play Store, it's called Kernel Tracker. It's from Giraffe Revolution, and this is the Pentatonic River Popcorn Tracker.
So I just got to throw this in there. Last time Brent was trying to explain what the icon looked like, and he said it's a canoe with a paddle, and it came up, and without even thinking, I go, that looks like a banana and a Q-tip.
It does.
And I also just got a text from my boss, Tom Smotherman. He is very excited about the table tents to take to work. He wanted me to mention those again. So there you go, Tom. You'll see them in your packets. They are a good tool. We have a lot of good tools this year.
Definitely. And the same for the iOS App Store. So if you're an Apple user, it's just called Kernel Tracker, Giraffe Revolution. So well, that's all I have for tonight, unless there's more questions.
The PR site does not have the new district names. No, they don't yet because we just announced those. So can we get the old names again? I don't think they're going to go back to that right now, if that's what you're going for, Colt and Katie. We got to give her at least 48 hours here. And those were all submitted and voted on. So voted by the membership, by the people for the people. Isn't that the line I'm going for?
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's all I have for tonight.
Colt's asking, if they were Prairie Hills, what name do we use creating our account tonight? You will use the East District on Pentatonic. What is PAC 56? Where are you at, Amy? Give me a community if you would, please. And anybody else that has questions, just type your community in and I'll rattle it off there. Volga. Volga, is that you, Dan?
No, it should be East, I believe.
That will be East on the Pentatonic system.
And if you get the district wrong, or maybe we're wrong, I don't think your unit will show up in the list, so you can just go back and choose a different district.
Yeah, we try not to duplicate numbers for units, but it does happen sometimes. Lori, in T, you will be East. Yep. Nadine already beat me to that. Brandon, you're also East. I've got somebody that just texted me. She's on via call. Yankton is the South. You bet. Oh, that's Troop 133.
And Peter, I believe we're going to post this video online to under that popcorn section for popcorn training videos on the website.
Volga should be north for now. I apologize. I was looking. We still have the new districts in our mind. Yep, Peter, we are going to post this. It takes a long time to convert it, so probably give me a little bit of time to get it up there. Melissa Maska.
Sorry, Amy, I should have recognized you. Yeah, you're in my unit or in my district.
Melissa, you will be in what's called South District on Pentatonic. Thanks, Micah. Somebody's got to watch me. And Joseph brought up, if you still have the trails and login from last year, you can run a report on their site to see what your sales from last year were. I guess I don't know. I haven't looked. But if that works, more power to you. Go after it. I will warn you that Trails End warned us that when we were still with them, their app was going to do a complete change from this year. And we never found out what that was going to be as of about March when we changed. So it might not look the same. Micah, if you're on, can you write down Monty Johanning's email and get them on your spreadsheet, please? Stuff's jumping around. Hold on here. It's going fast now, Dan. Everybody wants out. Thomas said, thank you for the time. This worked out better than I thought, better than running to Sioux Falls and packing into the council building. We appreciate it, Thomas. It's been an interesting year for all of us. Marshall, Minnesota, that would be north.
What unit is that in Marshall?
320 with Jamie.
I was just going to check and make sure I have them. 320 is not on my list.
Micah Noteboom, if you're on, go ahead and type in if you have Marshall in your district. I'm still trying to learn the new districts as well, and I'm not nearly as well versed on north / Arrowhead and east / Red Rock.
Some of them are kind of right there on what we'd consider the border of districts. So Marshall is east.
Marshall is east?
Yeah.
Okay. Marshall is east. That is not something I ever thought about when we change these names again, Dan.
Yeah.
Because nothing was going on in 2020, we may as well add a little more. All right, everybody's telling me it is east. Anything else from the group? Major tried to create a new Square account. You have to use a new person with a new social security number and date of birth. Otherwise, it says you already have an account. Major, was that through the Pentatonic link? I have not tried that. So I don't have an answer on that, Major. But please do let us know if that was through the specific Pentatonic link. It was? Okay. All right. So it looks like it's only for brand new customers through Square. So depending on how many people in your unit last year had Square accounts, you can still link quite a few of them.
Yeah, I would, for me, I'll probably have my wife sign up.
Sure.
Probably shouldn't tell you how to get around these things, but yeah, I kind of wondered if they were going to do brand new signups in some way or another, you know.
Major echoed your thoughts
Yeah.
about the wife. Tom, if you're still on, you might not want to listen to this. It's getting a little gray here. Is there a way to manage multiple units through Pentatonic? You should be able to, if you have a troop and a pack, you should just be able to create the login for both of them. Kristen says, appreciate your time. Enjoy the Zoom calls instead of driving to Sioux Falls. Kristen, it's been a challenge and some people love it, some people hate it, but in this, with our geography and everything going on, it's kind of been a blessing. So thank you for being on, much appreciated.
Yeah, I definitely miss the round table feeling, but our districts are very large now, so it's going to be a lot easier to be doing Zooms in the future. But eventually we'll be able to get together, I think.
After you sign up for Pentatonic, should you be able to log in right away? She cannot. Dan, were you able to log in right away?
I think I was.
And just a heads up to everybody, I just got a text from one of my people here in Yankton, and she said, just a heads up, if you manually enter a card on Square, it may be a higher fee. I haven't looked into that yet, but it'll be in your agreement. And the reason they do that is because it's more risk for them. So
I was,
at it. And then Major said, you can use your old Square account and refer to a new account, then both get 1,000 in free swipes.
Yeah.
At least it appears that way. 3.5 manual. So it's about 0.9% higher.
Amy, I was able to log into my account, but again, I made my account a while ago. You might have to confirm your account in an email or something like that before it's available.
So Major, if you kind of take a look as you're logging into that, there is an option called referring, and that's how you refer it to your old account. All right, I did get a text here. Again, this is from one of my people that's with 133 in Yankton, I believe. Yes, referring people allows both accounts 1,000 in free swipes. So we've got a couple people that have ran into that.
So maybe you could refer a new parent, get your 1,000, they get their 1,000, and everybody's happy.
There's a sidebar that says get free processing. And guys, if you get information like this, share it with Dan or myself or your DE, because like the question about if I sign up for a Pentatonic account, can I look at my unit right away? I can't answer that because I don't have a unit to create and go into. So that's one of those things Dan needs to answer. There's stuff about the Square. Nobody knows this better than the people that have the boots on the ground and are doing it. So we appreciate all that information. Kate Witt has a brand new troop. Congratulations. She says, thanks and good info. Well, if you need anything, let us know. We're kind of all in this together. And again, the popcorn is for the scouts, Dan.
Hey. It's not open.
It's a box full of old newspaper and rocks, probably.
I resealed it.
All right, anything else?
That's all I got.
Again, I want to thank everybody, be excited about it. This is, I would bet the farm that you will get more repeat sales this year just because of the product. There's no doubt in my mind. All right, I will shut her down and then my computer starts converting this file. So I will be here for, I don't know how long, but appreciate it, guys. You have a good one.
Thank you.